I recognize the distinguished gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Garcia of the Judiciary Committee.
Thank you, Ranking Member Raskin and Senator Schiff, for convening this most timely and important hearing to spotlight Donald Trump's assault on our democracy and legal system, and thanks all the witnesses for standing for justice and democracy as well in your respective positions. As an immigrant and an organizer who hails from Chicago, who's fought for civil rights and against machine politics for decades, I understand that the rule of law has always been a work in progress in our country. Even before Donald Trump entered the political arena, many immigrants and working class people have felt that the law was written and enforced to benefit the wealthy and well-connected at their expense too often. But in the history of this country, the president has ever weaponized the law to this extent. No president has done that before, for his personal benefit and in the service of outright authoritarianism. My colleagues have highlighted many important issues, and I want to focus on the administration's shameful and unlawful treatment of immigrants. There are too many abuses to name in 5 minutes. Trying to end birthright citizenship, which is written into the Constitution, attacking jurisdictions that have welcoming statuses, and which studies show lower crime rates and increased trust within those communities. Creating a draconian registration requirement, which goes into effect this week, by the way, on April 11th, detaining Mohammed Khalil and others solely because of their protected speech. And of course, lawlessly invoking the Alien Enemies Act on false pretenses to detain people and spend taxpayer dollars to send them to a notorious prison in El Salvador. One of those people is Kilmer Abrego Garcia, a Maryland resident, father, and a metal worker, whom the administration sent to El Salvador despite Judge Boasberg's ruling and despite a 2019 court order specifically prohibiting him from being removed to that country because of the risk of persecution. Last week, the administration admitted that its removal of Mr. Abrego Garcia was a mistake. At a hearing on Friday, a senior career DOJ official, Erez Raveni, expressed frustration that the Trump administration had taken these actions and produced no evidence that Mr. Abrego Garcia is gang affiliated or that his removal was justified. The judge then ruled that the treatment of Mr. Garcia was shocking and illegal and ordered his return to the U.S. But instead of following the law, Attorney General Bondi suspended Mr. Raveni, and after the Fourth Circuit refused to block the judge's order, the DOJ has now asked the Supreme Court to step in, and it will. A ruling has not been entered yet on the merits of the case. In a sea of authoritarian lawlessness, this case stands out. So I want to ask you, Ms. Young, in your experience and based on public reporting, do you think Mr. Raveni's actions warrant suspension?
Absolutely not. And I know Erez Raveni, he is one of the most zealous advocates in the entire department, but he would never violate his ethical duties, including candor to the court.
What does his suspension tell you about DOJ leadership and its credibility?
It tells me that it values loyalty over the law, and I question DOJ's credibility right now.
And do you believe that what DOJ has done to Mr. Abrego Garcia represents a miscarriage of justice?
I am not going to comment on a legal question like that.
I understand. Thank you for that. We're living through one of the most shameful moments in our country's history, and it's incumbent on every one of us to fight back against this lawlessness. Your presence here is an important signal to the rest of the country that we are doing that. Thank you again, Ranking Member Raskin and Senator Schiff, for convening this hearing. I yield back.